This is Vinyl Voices Radio. ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm John Goodman.
Dusty Sandehan.
We are back with some Vinyl Voices Radio, and we are hanging out with Susan Hickman.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And so we're going to listen to a song.
Yeah.
But let's kind of talk about the song a little bit, right?
Okay.
So the song is Rewind.
It is.
So just kind of give a little synopsis of what this is about and like what was going on with when you wrote the song.
So I was actually in a time in my life which kind of going 90 to nothing, which is per usual, pretty much. I was actually on the way to a writing session, like a kind of a writing / mentoring session with a young singer-songwriter. Her name was Courtney. And I started driving. I was late, and I hate being late. I'm usually never late to anything, but I say that I'm going to be late for the next 6 months. But I started just like gathering like all of these thoughts in my head. I'm like, man, I wish I could just pause. I wish I could just pause and just get to where I'm going, and I could just sit there and I could catch up with everything. But if I could just rewind back to this morning, I could have done this, this, and this. It started, getting all the creative juices flowing, and I grabbed my phone, and I hit voice record, and I just start laying out a bunch of ideas. I get to this session, and Courtney's late too, which is great because she was never late either. And she sits down, and she comes in a lot kind of how I did, and she's like, all right, I'm here. All right, like, okay, what are we doing? All right, focus. And I'm like, what was your week like? Like, tell me, like, what happened today? Like, just talk me through it. Just, I don't want to talk. You go. And she was just kind of going through her day and going through all the stuff that she had on her plate. And I was like, okay, cool. I feel like it was meant to be that this happened, and I had an idea for a song. Do you want to help me sit down and write it? And we finished most of that song in that session. I finished, I think, some of the last bits later that evening, and that's basically how Rewind came about.
All right, let's listen to Rewind.
People say, live and let live, it's a way to let your worries go. I know tomorrow is coming fast, I've gotta hurry, I'm running out of gas. If I let the wind carry me away, will my mind erase all my burdens today? It's hard to focus when I'm so far behind. Emotions are shouting so loudly in my mind. I need to rewind. I need to rewind. Oh, thieves steal time like it is their own.
so this song in particular, again, there wasn't much hesitation in between this whole song. It just like rolls right through. But what I liked about this was right after the chorus, there was like one beat and you went right back into the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
Like went right back into the song. I like when songs do that, right?
Yeah.
Where
Pause
there's-
for dynamic effect.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden just like, but a very just like, again, another just really smooth song.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I love that one. And we actually have a remix coming out this year. It's going to be interesting. It's not country at all.
What?
Club?
I mean,
Are we
yeah.
going club version?
Yeah,
Really?
we did a club version.
What?
Yeah.
Dubstep?
No, but I mean, it's very cool. Like it's not so far off the beaten path that people are going to be like, what the heck is she doing? But it's creative and different enough
hear it.
to where it's like, let's dip our toe and experiment some different things. Like I love music as a whole. Like I've never want to just pigeonhole myself into saying this is, just because I'm a traditionalist. I love all different kinds of music. Yes, I sing country music and that is my genre, but I like to do little fun projects and
Yeah, I hear
kind
it.
of surprise
You hear it?
people.
I can hear it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I'm right now just like
You're like that all the time, though.
Some glow sticks. some little, yeah.
Don't get them started with the glow sticks.
Favor and flip that cord over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So, kind of just as a callback, because this is segment 4, so it's going to be, heard in a compilation that's not going to be part of the Susan Hickman show.
Right. Okay.
But you did bring other songs, and we listened to them, and I was just wondering about if they're, how you selected what we were going to listen to tonight, because you do have so many songs. I mean, all the recorded ones, stuff that's still yet to come, but we asked just for 4, and so I was just wondering about,
How I picked.
Yeah.
I think that those are probably the most popular of the ones that have been released recently. So I kind of wanted to I should have probably dug one out of the vault or something for y'all, but maybe we save that for next time.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to have it next time.
Hopefully,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
well, I mean, all the songs that we had on the show, I mean, they're all really good. So I spent the last couple days just Spotify.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
listening to all through it, and then I was like, start over again. Let's listen to it again. Let's
Yeah.
listen to it again. Let's listen to it again. And no, I enjoyed it a whole lot. And country music is one that there's particular styles. Of course, I grew up listening to old country music, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was played around my house. Like from my dad's side was like the Styler Brothers, Oak Ridge Boys, Alabama,
Oh, yeah.
Some Hank Williams Jr., so they kind of moved in that direction a little bit. And from there, then when we got to the 90s country, it got really kind of weird there for a little while. And then all of a sudden it was like it was mainly just the clothes that they were wearing. Now granted, the 80s country was pretty bizarre looking back on it now, what they were dressing as. But the 90s country got really weird with shirts.
Oh yeah, Garth Brooks Gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I kind of had to move away from a lot of it then.
The shirts turned them off.
It was just
The
like,
music was all right, but I
it
can't
was
watch
like
this.
Brooks and Dunn, man, they're amazing, absolutely amazing. And I'm like, man, that shirt,
The shirt and the mullet.
yeah. But no, I do enjoy a lot of country music, and so when Jesse told me you were coming on, I was excited, right? It's like, because I'm not sure if I've ever listened to you before. May have been my first time. I doubt it is, but I never really. Yeah, I'm not sure. And
There's
so
a lot of music out there.
I was like, let's just dive in and spend like 8 hours of listening to your music.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
I said it was over and over. I
Oh
was in
my
the car a
gosh.
lot, so
Yeah, some of that stuff is pretty old. Some of it can't even be found anymore. Well, thank God. I did a couple projects that just were when I got older. I'm like, ooh, that should have never been put out. But yeah.
well, I mean, what when did you first record a song? Like, when was your, like, how old were you when you first recorded?
The first time I ever went into a studio to record, like start recording my first album, I was 15.
That's a whole lot different mindset.
It is.
Whole lot different. Like, your brain isn't even functioning the same as it was back then.
It's very weird, and it's like it's a learning experience. It's like this whole journey. Like when I go and I look, like for the longest time, I couldn't stand to hear myself recorded, because nothing I did I felt was good enough, and I'm like, I can do better. I can do better. I can do better. The older that I've gotten, I don't think that I've necessarily. Well, yes. Okay, I take it back. I do believe that I've gotten better. I had to have. But I think that I just became more comfortable in my own skin and my own voice, and just being like, okay, I'm giving this all I got, and that's pretty dang good. Like, I think that for so long, I tried to just be a perfectionist, and you can never be happy with that kind of mindset. Right. And so when I realized, you know what, this is pretty good, and I'm really okay with this, instead of just being such a critic. And there's a lot of projects that never came out because I was like, ooh, I don't want anybody to hear that. A lot of videos. I have probably thousands of hours of videos that I just never put out because I was just so worried about, oh, I did this weird hair flip, or I did, and it's like, and now I'm sitting here, and you know, I've experienced all these different things, and it's like, life is too short to just be on yourself all the time. So, yeah, give yourself some grace, people.
Yeah, I mean,
Give yourself a whole lot of grace.
A whole lot of grace, yeah.
that's what John was talking about earlier with, okay, I look silly in this picture, but okay, it was a moment, and now I moved past it. But yeah, I think it's so valuable to have these discussions with artists, especially, you know, someone like you that has been doing this for a minute, because there's that 15-year-old out there right now that hopefully is watching this show, that is like picking up, you know, this, you know, that you're able to share with them. I mean, it's beyond just like, hey, here's Susan Hickman. These are these great songs.
Right.
Here's the process. I think it really, because we're around musicians all the time, there's some value in you being able to share, you know, your story and, you know, for someone else.
Yeah. And I think that at least about like the social media age and all of those things now, I think like the one like good thing I'm going to say about like this crazy era that we're in, with social media, you're able to actually see more real life type of interactions with, you know, the major celebrities, like the people that I looked up to when I was young. I never saw them make a mistake. So I thought that was the standard. I thought that I had to be perfection, and you never saw anybody mess up. And so now, like the younger generation, they're coming up and they're like, oh, I can go out there and I can make a mistake, and I can make a big one and just make it like that. I was meant to do that.
Yeah,
Own
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think that, I don't know, like as time goes on and I'm able to kind of like, you know, we're all rolling with the times, right?
Right.
But I'm able to see those kind of things, and like kind of just when I do those weird things, I'm like, I can make fun of, and maybe even somebody would see that and be like, oh, well, she did it and she's not, I mean, still up there,
Yeah,
still out there.
She's back.
I mean, yeah, so I try not to be as hard on myself as I used to be.
Yeah.
Well, that and the truth is that no one else probably noticed or cares, right?
Probably.
No one else really put any
Nobody
emphasis.
cares.
And if they did, like if I do something dumb, then my friends might give me, and that's because they love me, right? That's the only reason why they really just haze me on stuff. But
Yeah.
I hope.
What can I
But
hope?
but you know, reality is no one, you know, you're too caught up in your own self and your own image. But it's for, you know, it's like a personal protection is what it is.
Oh, for
but,
sure.
Yeah.
You know, just like loosen up, put the guard down, and make mistakes. It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some living to get to that level of comfort, and that's what you're talking about. You
Yeah.
know.
I would have never said this 20 years ago.
Yeah. No, 20 years ago.
Never in a million years.
All right. Well, we all learned something today. And
This was a very educational show.
It's class, kids.
yeah, that's been our TED Talk.
We were-
Moving on to the end of the show. But once again, Susan, thanks for hanging out.
yeah, I appreciate you coming out.
Of course. Thank you for having
Keep
me.
making the badass music.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the new stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when is when time frame?
We're going to start releasing a couple singles starting this summer. So real soon.
Coming up.
Coming up.
Very good. Look for it. Susan Hickman, all over the internets. I don't know. Other places. Internets. I think I'm just going to say internets for now on.
That's probably pretty good.
That covers a lot.
Yeah.
right.
Besides the other dimensions or alternate universes.
Yeah.
But it's probably out there too.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. It's
All right, well, thanks everybody for tuning in. This is Vinyl Voices Radio. We'll see you next time.